Hey, friends. Welcome to the Brimstone Coaching Podcast. My name is Kurt Bush. I am half of Brimstone Coaching Group here with my friend and partner, Chris Godfredson. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Hey, Kurt, I'm doing pretty well. You're a strong half of the Brimstone Coaching Group, for
I
sure.
I am the stronger of the halves,
Yes, you are.
physically.
Hmm,
Um,
for sure. I'm old and frail. That's right.
yep. Well, hey, this is our first episode of the Brimstone Coaching Podcast, and we maybe just want to start this podcast out by saying, what is Brimstone Coaching Group? Maybe people have found this podcast and they're hitting episode one, and they're wondering, what is Brimstone Coaching Group? I have one question for you right off the bat.
Yeah.
What the heck does brimstone mean? Why did we choose
Oh,
brimstone?
that's where we're starting. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
is that okay?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
perfect. I think it's great. Like we are not fire and brimstone people. That's not it. Like that's normally the connotation, like slam your hand on the table and no,
yeah.
that's not it. Brimstone, the Brimstone coaching group is modeled after this idea that transformation happens, and it's a process. It occurs slowly, oftentimes over time, and just like the brimstone butterfly is indigenous to the continent of Africa, somewhere in Africa, I forget. But the reality of it is that uh, it is the longest transformationally
Hmm.
living butter of all the butterflies. So it goes
Yeah.
through a process, and then it's transformed, and its lifespan is the longest. That's why Brimstone Coaching Group, because our desire, right, as a coaching practice, is that people would engage in a process and then have long life, but also like the journey continues and we continue and continue and continue. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, yeah, we exist for that reason, right? To help
Hmm.
people live in wholeness. We exist to help leaders who feel exhausted, overloaded, or frustrated begin to feel some contentment and fulfillment and wholeness.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
what do
How do
we
we do
mean?
that?
Oh, I was just asking you a
Were
question.
you?
Yes, I
That's
I
too bad.
sensed it. I sensed it in you that you were going to beat me to it, and I tried to hurry up. Yeah,
Got him.
how do we do that? I don't think I'm going to forget my question.
Okay.
So yeah, how do we do that? We do that through some really deeply held core values that we hold.
Hmm.
We believe that all of us have seasons where we feel stuck or we feel again overloaded or exhausted.
Hmm.
We would say that the solution to that, the answer to that, um, to not put it too flippantly, but the solution to
Yeah.
that, the way forward is actually inside each of us.
Mm. Yeah.
And what we desire to do is to help people uh, see that clearly, to have whatever is in front of them, keeping them from seeing it. We desire to move that away from their eyes so they can see a path forward.
Hmm.
We desire to do that by upholding some values of curiosity. Chris, you can correct me on this. I think we agree that we believe a question asked at the right time, or the right question asked at the right time, is just
Mm.
incredibly valuable.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. We would also uphold this value of gentleness.
Mm.
I think we would both say we had people that would do this work with us,
Yeah.
that this was a huge part of our transformation, and we just hold that really dear to who we are, that we want to enter into these coaching relationships with people in groups, with curiosity and gentleness.
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you add to that?
I think that I would add a couple of words that I would add that would be high values for us would be authenticity.
Yeah,
Like we invite authenticity and we try to help people move towards being authentically themselves, the truest version of themselves. And that is oftentimes stuck
yeah,
somewhere inside us for
yeah,
any number of reasons. And I think another word that I would use is compassion.
yeah,
And because we've learned to be compassionate with ourselves, then we are able to help other people move towards compassion and self-compassion for themselves, right? And
Yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
ultimately I think these are things that help us uh, get to the place where we really understand why we do what we do when we do what we do.
Yeah. Yeah. I love when you say that. I've stolen that and I say
It's a
that a
great
lot.
phrase. I
Yeah,
stole it
it
too, I'm
is.
sure. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
fair.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at Brimstone, we really do believe that there are things that we do when we do what we do that might not be exactly what we want to do when we do what we do.
yeah,
And we believe we have agency as
mm,
adults, as functioning adults, to choose different ways.
yeah,
Yeah. We love this thing that we've developed that we call the transformational equation.
yeah.
This is one thing we talk about that experience plus reflection equals transformation. That we have experiences. We have things that have happened to us, things that are happening to us,
Hmm.
and one of the things we hold deeply, that we believe deeply, is that reflection has to be a part of these experiences. That if we
Yeah.
simply have things happen to us without reflecting on them and understanding what they are, how they're impacting us, and what
Hmm.
meaning we're making out of them, that we're simply passengers if we don't reflect on them. Uh,
Right.
but we believe that a good coach that helps us reflect well equals transformation.
Yeah. It's a great process. Uh, it's not one that we often do, right? That we don't do by ourselves. I think most of
Yeah,
the time we are hurdling through space, or
yeah,
we're going from one thing to the next, and we have all these encounters and but we don't experience transformation because we never stop to look at them, to
yeah,
consider uh, what happened there. What
yeah,
meaning did I make? Was it significant? Right. And all of this
yeah,
is, and these things happen because I think we're doing them from this place of desperately wanting uh, to feel the experience of safety.
yeah,
And if I could just get back to feeling safe, then like, then I'm going to be okay. And so, but
yeah,
never processing the encounters we have will not will get us where it's designed to get us. But if we
yeah,
take the time and we go through, we make the intentional effort to process and to really reflect on those, then transformation happens. How do you
yeah.
know that?
Well, Chris, I'm not just a coach. I'm also a client. Um,
Yes,
I said
exactly.
that wrong. This is a hair
Oh,
club.
yeah, Hair
Uh,
Club for Men. That
yeah, I butchered it. I wanted to say it well. Um,
you did pretty well.
well, I know this is true because I've lived it.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
I've had people guide me through this process to say what happened in this encounter. Um,
Mhm.
Here's a gentle, compassionate, authentic, curious way to reflect on this. And I've seen that those things absolutely lead to transformation because I get to choose uh, what meaning to make out of that. I get to
Yeah.
choose how I show up in that.
Mm,
And frankly, that was not something I felt empowered to do until
mm,
I met a good coach that helped me
yeah.
do this the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think most of us, I mean, you said hurtling through space. I think most of us adults we're just white knuckling life,
Yes.
just assuming that this is what it means to quote adult, if I can use that in the verb
Yes.
form.
Adulting is a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and it's hard.
It
It's
is
real
very
hard.
hard. Yeah.
Yep, yep. I believe most of us are just tired until someone helps us see that there is another way.
Yeah. That's for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
So let me
grateful
ask
that
you.
you had a good coach. Yeah. Go ahead. Ask the
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
It's
I've been,
coming back to
man.
me. Dang it.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
So I said earlier, we exist to help leaders start to feel
Yeah.
contentment and fulfillment, wholeness.
Mm.
What do you want to say about that word, leader?
Well, isn't it true that we all lead something?
Yeah,
Like there are times when I just want to say, uh, like I'm not a leader. But what's true is I have led for most of my life. I was leading kids in a classroom and on the playground with my behavior that oftentimes had me staring at a corner of the wall on the playground because I was a naughty kid. Right. So anyway, like we all lead something.
Yeah.
And so I think if you're leading a Fortune 500 company, if you're leading a small business where you have 4 employees, you are leading something. If you are a captain on your basketball team, or if you uh, pastor a church, we all lead something. If you are a stay-at-home mother who has young children, you are certainly, I hope,
Yeah.
well, I know that you're leading them. I hope you're leading them in the way that you would want to have been led as a child yourself, right? I mean, so
Yeah.
when we say leaders, it's all across the map. But I think that, like in particular, I think the people that are probably the greatest beneficiary of our work are those people who are leading, who just sense that they are bumping up against that proverbial glass ceiling,
Yeah.
right? I know there's more there's more in the tank, and I just can't quite break through.
Yeah.
I think that those are when we say leaders, this is really who we are. And it could be that you are one of the people that I listed previously, but you're bumping up against something that you just
Yeah.
can't quite break through.
Yeah, I love that imagery. And there are certainly a lot of factors that contribute to this
Yeah.
proverbial glass ceiling. But,
Mm.
but I think what resonates so deeply with me in that imagery is, I think back to parenting my own family, my own kids, and I would overreact and I would lose my cool and I would yell
Yeah.
over the same things over and over and
Mm.
over to the point
Mm.
where I thought, well, I don't want to do this every time. Like that feels like the glass. I'm just bumping up against the
Yeah.
same
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Or, I remember supervising a team of people having the same conversations over and over and over. There's something internal in us
Mhm.
that we have some say over.
For sure.
There might be those external factors, but we believe that the most powerful thing we can do when faced with those challenges is to look inside at the things that we can certainly 100% have some agency over.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can we snap?
We
Yeah,
can.
that's
It always
really
looks like
well.
I'm,
That's really well said. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a snapper, but I
yeah.
mean, that is really well said.
So I think, do we want to say a little bit about like who do we coach? I know we said leaders, but we coach individuals, we coach groups. Do you want to say a little bit about the tailored nature of this work?
Yeah. So, uh, what I think is true is like every encounter that we have with other people, every coaching relationship that we have, begins when somebody makes and schedules a free initial inquiry. You can go to
Yeah.
brimstonecoachinggroup.com and schedule that by clicking on any number of the 1,700 tabs that ask you to click to schedule a call. And when you do that, that will trigger an email with a free personal assessment that enables you to take a look at the things in your life, the things that are the most important, things like um, your relationships, your work, home, faith, life balance, recreation, finances, and your faith, if that's something that a person would like to explore. And when we look at those things, then we can begin to craft and understand, well, where is it that maybe you feel most stuck, or you want to pursue um, an area of your life with a little um, focused attention. So we do have some, like, none of it's cookie cutter, right? But we do have some things that some content that we take people through, but the tailored nature of our work works really well with individuals, but it also does with teams of people, athletic teams, um,
Yeah.
yeah, any number of groups of people, as well as corporate folks. And again, I think the curious question, uh, asking what's the ceiling you're bumping up against, that
Yeah.
enables us to then craft a plan or an approach
Yeah.
to help people move. What would you
Yeah.
say?
Well, you taught me a phrase years ago
Mm,
before Brimstone Coaching Group was even a thought. You taught me the phrase, everywhere we go, there we are. And I'm present to the fact that that's what makes Brimstone Coaching Group distinctive, is that we're really asking people to look internally in themselves,
yeah.
and take that work into the places they go.
Yep.
We are not workplace consultants. We are not designing processes for manufacturing plants or anything like that. But we do
Thankfully.
feel, yeah,
Yeah.
thankfully, we do feel uniquely gifted and situated to be able to help people in any of those situations, because they are bringing their whole selves into those, or we hope that they're bringing themselves into those spaces.
Well, that's the intent, right? Because if you're
Yeah,
white knuckling your way through life, um, wow, it never ends. It never stops.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we have a deeply held conviction that if wherever you go, there you are happens, like the impact of you white knuckling your way through life is on you. It's on the system that you find yourself in. If it's at home,
yeah,
if it's at work, if it's the places that you are supposed to be playing but can never relax. I mean, the impact of hurtling through space and white knuckling it um, has us bumping up against all kinds of glass ceilings. So that's why we try to be intentional
yeah,
and tailor things to help you achieve contentment, fulfillment, and wholeness that is unique to you. Not what contentment, fulfillment, and wholeness
yeah,
might be for me, but what's unique for you, the leader that you are.
yeah. That's really good, Chris.
Well,
I don't even know what I want to say after that. I feel like that's the mic drop.
hmm, huh,
Um,
sweet.
yeah, I think maybe the best way to close is for us just to say one more time that our heart beats for for this to happen inside people more and more every day. And certainly this is great. Like, this work has impacted us. I'm sure we'll say in a coming podcast how this has impacted us. And we
Yeah.
believe it will impact the people that we get to coach. And I think most excitedly, we believe this impacts the world.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
that in a world that does a lot of white knuckling and a lot of showing up in ways that are not our best or truest selves, that this work has the potential to change the world.
Yeah, I just want to invite people to that, right? What if we were the people who changed culture, where culture began to shift because uh were we got clearer on why we do what we do.
I don't know what else to say, Chris.
Yeah. I mean, so what I hope people are going to experience is that, like, we're going to talk about some things that are deep and challenging, and we're going to have fun while we do it.
Yeah.
So buckle
Yeah.
up.
Buckle up. And we want to create a community, maybe even where, if you pod listener are listening to this and you want to leave a comment. We'll see it.
Yeah.
We'll respond to it. Maybe we'll even make a podcast episode out of it.
Yeah, right.
But definitely, we want this to be a place where we can have some fun and really kind of dig
Yeah.
deep together too.
Yeah. Subscribe, rate, review, unsubscribe, resubscribe, re-rate, re-review.
Just put this podcast on repeat over and over and over.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, listener, for joining us today. We just want to say that if you're feeling overwhelmed by anxiety, or if you're struggling to meet expectations, or maybe you're just exhausted from trying to keep up, we understand. And Brimstone Coaching Group is passionate about helping you understand and navigate those challenges yourself. And all of that begins with a free initial coaching call.
And we want to have the free initial coaching call because we tailor these coaching sessions, whether you need one-on-one support, the collective group growth of group coaching, or comprehensive corporate coaching. It all begins with the free initial coaching call so that we can together map out a path forward.
For individuals, we offer coaching packages that include 5 or 10 sessions. But we also, as Chris said, believe that groups benefit from structured coaching as well. We believe this is perfect for athletic teams, for boards of all kinds, and even for life groups. And we believe this will help you to show up authentically and perform at your best.
So if your organization is looking to create a healthier, a more genuine workplace, our corporate packages focus on things like managing anxiety and fostering authentic engagement that ensures that everyone can thrive in all the places where they live, work, and play.
So sign up today on our website for your free initial coaching call. We encourage you to discover more about how Brimstone Coaching Group can support your transformation at brimstonecoachinggroup.com. Again, sign up today for that free initial coaching call at brimstonecoachinggroup.com. We are ready to walk with you on your own journey of transformation.